Welcome, everybody, to another episode of NFAPod. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Zaga.
Hey, it's Ellie.
It's your boy, Oklahoma.
Damn right it is. It ain't Nick in this bitch. It's Oklahoma. This week, guys, we are going to be talking about random shit. Shit that's been going on. By the time this comes out, though, we're going to be a little late to the party, but I feel like it should be talked about again anyway. So we're going to do a refresher course of the previous month. Just so you guys at home know, we are actually recording in the end of June. And yeah, we got some good shit to go on with, right, guys? So, y'all start this bitch off. I don't know what the fuck to talk about.
First things first.
I'm the realist.
Yes. Aliens.
They are among us.
They are. What the fuck
Are we
is
talking
that?
about secret invasion, or are we talking about like a real secret invasion?
No, we're not talking about Skrull. We're talking about like legitimate, like probably ET like looking motherfuckers. Maybe
They've
like
been
even
all
ones from
over
Signs.
TikTok, like showing up in Australia, and
Of
then
course.
all the fucking orbs just in the atmosphere, just chilling. What are they doing? Are they watching and plotting, or are they just like laughing at us? Are we like a sitcom to them? I have questions.
You sound like Little Dicky, like in the whole Pillow Talk song. Where he's like talking about aliens, and yeah, that's exactly all I got. The whole vibe I got from that for a second.
That's because Lil Dicky and I are on the same wavelength.
It's true. Now, when it comes to aliens, do you guys happen to know about the Black Knight satellite?
Yes, because you told me about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I meant like Nick.
Oh, so now I'm Nick. Okay. Anyways, no, I don't know about it.
Educate us.
So the Black Knight satellite actually is this thing that was discovered back in like 1954 or yeah, it's like 64, I think it was. Satellite picked it up and they didn't know what it was. Obviously, since then, we have taken better pictures. Now, at that time, back then, it was circling around the equator. That's the orbit that it had. Now, when it comes to today, there's been HD pictures taken of it. It's a little conspicuous. NASA deems this as space junk. And yeah, no, it's not space junk. And with that being said, when you look into this now, if you look at the orbit, it changes from pole to pole, not equator anymore.
That's usually how you sleep with a homie.
What?
That's how you sleep with? No, you sleep with. That's how you sleep with. Like if you have to like
Pole to pole?
you get either.
Well, I mean, something.
You got either. It's either you sleep pole to pole or hole to hole.
What about no? I always sleep toes to nose. When I was a kid, that's how we slept, toes to nose.
But we're talking about like two buddies, like if they're forced to sleep in the same bed.
I guess
If you're forced to sleep in the same bed, if
Yeah.
you're forced to sleep in the same, why did you go like this? Like they're interlocking poles.
So okay, in my head, this is the top of the head, and then this is the bottom of the body. So if they're sleeping, so these are both their heads, and then they sleep like this, then it's hole to hole, and I get it now. Because then your holes are in the same general vicinity.
You got fucking Oklahoma doing the fucking Macarena over here.
That's the village people.
Yeah. So
Anyways,
I don't know how you are on your astrophysics. I don't know if you're familiar with astrophysics at all, but naturally things don't go from orbiting around the equators to then just changing to polar.
Yeah, your orbit doesn't go from lateral to linear naturally. Unless what
it's controlled.
No. Listen to me. This is a completely different. We're merging conspiracy theories here. You know how apparent like there's that whole conspiracy that we got put into a different timeline when they turned on the
CERN accelerator.
That thing.
Yeah.
So what if we got put into a different like reality where there's still the aliens, but it was just in a different spot? So what if they haven't moved it and we're just in a different reality?
I mean, we've already confirmed to be living in a multiversal like simulation anyway. So that
who confirmed that?
You mean to tell me that all the
You came
Mandela.
down in a bubble, Doug.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that I'm wrong? That I'm wrong? No, for the simple fact of these mandala effects that take place, like the whole Kazam never fucking took place with Sinbad. It fucking exists. The fact that they were trying to say that the Kid Cudi song, the Day and Night was performed by Kanye West, that's a fucking lie.
Fucking lies. Or
Wait, it's always been Kid
double
Cudi.
Always been Kid Cudi, right? Yeah.
Always been Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Okay, I found a video where it shows that it was Kanye.
Kanye is a producer of it. He's a producer. He was on because he. So hold on, this is where the mistake. See, I'm a hip hop head. Y'all brought me into this motherfucker. So we're gonna debunk this bitch right now. So, Kid Cudi was signed to originally a label called Good Music, GOOD, Go Out, something Dreams. I forgot what it stood for. Big Sean, Chitty Bang. There was a bunch of artists where Kid Cudi was one of the biggest ones of that group. Because that he was part of Kanye's music label, Kanye was an executive producer of all the labels. So Kanye's name is tied to all those artists. Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi, Andre 3000 was part of that at one point in time. There was a ton of artists that were linked to Good Music. And it's funny because if you try to look up Good Music, you can't find a lot of shit about it anymore because Kanye tried to scrub that shit clean. He's an executive producer and all that. Grammy Family is one of the, like, there was a song called Grammy Family that came out with Kanye and all his people that were on that team. And yeah, you'll see it pretty much states it that he made everybody's career. So
okay, well then maybe so that maybe that video was misleading, but okay, so maybe that being the one hiccup, the whole Chick-fil-A thing, was there ever a K at the end of chick, or was it always CHIC?
There was always just a C. Through the entirety I've ever seen, it's always been just a C.
I was homeschooled, so
okay. I can't pitch that. Forgot about that.
I plead the homeschool, please.
But there's so many of these mandala effects that happened when the first time that CERN machine came on. That's when the mandala effect started. And then we started living a somewhat normal life through those many years. And then, what was it, last year when they kicked on the CERN machine? We got thrown through into a whole other timeline.
Wait, no, it wasn't last year. It was the year before. I thought.
Okay, well, oh yeah, okay, maybe it was 20. Yeah, because 2020 was fucking weird.
Yeah, 2020 was Rona, and then the CERN machine turned on, and then 2021 progressively got weirder.
Yeah, so that projects us into a whole other timeline, or like multiverse and stuff like that. So the mandala effects have all started to occur since then, where like we remember it, but in this timeline they never existed. And I'll have to go back and find some more, but like, I mean,
well, there was a whole bunch of them. I went through a bunch of them with our close friends. There was like song lyrics that were like drastically different. Double stuffed Oreos had like a different spelling. There was just
they said it was double
random shit.
The Bernstein Bears were the Bernstein Bears.
Okay, I will die on that hill. It was the Bernstein Bears. It was always the Bernstein Bears, and that I will die on that hill because that was the only book series allowed in our house for like the first 12 years of my life.
And just like Oreos, they say that it was double. It's supposed to be double stuffed, not double stoofed.
Stoofed. I'd like to be double stoofed. That took a turn.
This is a family podcast.
Since when?
This is NFAPod is for the children, just like Wu-Tang is, okay?
And they ain't nothing to fuck with.
This is why we have baby onesies on the shop, guys. If you have a baby, put it on get a onesie for your baby. Our best friends got a onesie.
I mean, how many times does a kid come and ask you, and it's literally something that nobody fucking asked?
Exactly. Where do you think I get my material from, people? It ain't because I'm creative. It's because I ask children, right? Weird, like, hey, what's the weirdest question you can think of today?
Now, mind you, he doesn't go to schools and ask this. Like, he knows that there's a
no, we just playgrounds. Oh, I love that I stump him all the time. It's great.
I just go to playgrounds.
Sorry. Children's ward at the hospital.
Is that their Make-A-Wish?
For those who ain't watching this, Ellie just walked off the set. Oh God, that was priceless.
Hey Timmy, what's your last? What's your last wish? I want to tell Zaga my dumbest questions.
What you done?
No.
Like 5 minutes into this episode, the way this has already gone, it's gonna get better.
We're gonna get canceled so fast.
Disclaimer: the views, thoughts, and expressions. I probably should have a disclaimer.
We're a comedy podcast, people. We're funny.
Yes, these are characters. These are not our real selves. This is just for fun. Okay. Ooh, now they got that out of our system. I personally think, though, if you guys look back, 2015 was kind of like the most normal life. I remember life was normal back then. Good music. Like Drake came out with some bangers back then. Like Drake was still rapping, not just singing or mumbling.
Is that the one when Marvin's Room came out?
You both talked at the same time.
It was a banger album.
I think so.
No.
I think that was the one.
No. That came out when I was in high school. I graduated in 2010.
You're
and
old.
So, this is why you're going to end up in a children's ward.
Not because I look like a child with cancer.
I didn't say that one, folks. That wasn't even me, yo.
I do be looking real cancery when I'm walking around with my bandana on my head because I can't stand my hair right now.
You did this to yourself. These are the consequences of your actions.
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
You fucked around and you found out.
You know what? This is why you're single, Nick.
You know what? Actually, you know what? This is the perfect... Actually, after the whole toxic relationship that I was in before this whole podcast kicked off, I am...
The next toxic relationship.
No. This one is actually going fairly well. It hasn't become exclusive, but I am with someone currently, but that's going to be dropped later on.
Y'all heard it here first.
Nobody can hear you because you're just blowing out the speakers in everybody's car and headphones. So I'm so sorry that y'all just the camera wasn't even on me. I'm so sorry, folks. She's new to this. We're teaching her. You can't. That's what it sounded like. But no, everything was normal back in 2015. I feel like everything was still fine. Life was still good. The dollar still meant something. I remember I could still get a cheeseburger for $1 at McDonald's.
$1.07.
$1.07 in 2015.
Because taxes are bullshit, but that's neither here nor there.
But I don't want to talk about taxes.
Yeah.
We're not a political podcast. I don't want to talk
about
it. But I feel like everything got weird. Like not just like things weren't normal. Like shit got weird the moment that fucking gorilla died.
R.I.P. to Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe.
Dicks out. Dicks out, tits out, clits out, whatever you got. It's out for Harambe. RIP.
But like, am I right though? Like it was right after he died, everything fucking just went south quick. Like, and I feel like this is some Aztec, some bullshit.
So Zaga, you watched Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
How are we making this correlation? Okay.
Is it a canon event?
Yes. Unfortunately, Harambe's death is a canon event. It is supposed to happen to project the future into the way it is supposed to go. It's supposed to stay on time. I don't agree with it, and I feel like it needs to be changed. So we need a Miles Morales to jump into this timeline or go back and fix that. But honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, if anyone went back there and tried to fix it, I think since Harambe, as gentle as he was and the animal that he was, he would still tell us to let it happen. Unfortunately,
I don't think so.
He's looking out for us.
Pretty sure that gorilla's like, I would like to eat some bananas and not be dead, please.
He probably wants to punch that kid in the face. That kid is probably in a children's ward right now.
What? Oh, is this episode just going to be a knock on children's words?
Speaking of children, did you guys see the Titanic the Titanic issue?
There is only one person on that whole ass boat that I feel bad for.
Right?
And it wasn't the driver.
Was it the gamer controller?
No.
That survived. The gaming controller actually survived.
Survived, yeah.
Nintendo should take notes.
Right?
Well, Logitech is going to get sued. Watch, I guarantee you, Logitech will get sued because it was a Logitech controller.
No, dude. So they released the footage of the wreckage from the implosion of the submarine, and right there in the sand is the fucking in like full. It's not even like a piece. It's the full fucking thing. It survived.
An IKEA phone of controllers.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, them old PlayStation 2 controllers, you could not break them.
No, you really couldn't. No, actually not the Dreamcast.
Fuck your old.
Dreamcast was not PlayStation. Was it?
No, that was Sega.
Yeah, but you all should be just impressed that I knew. So
Pay for effort.
Yeah. A for effort. You get it.
But anyway, no, the one person on that submarine that I feel bad for is the kid, because he specifically told his dad he didn't want to go, and his dad like forced him to go. He was like just turned 18.
Yeah.
Very bad day.
Yeah, I mean, so I watched a couple videos on this, and it's like, obviously we've all seen the memes, right? You've seen the memes, Nick?
Hysterical.
Yeah, there was no chill within the world.
My favorite one was it was USA or millennials eat the rich. Atlantic Ocean, say no more, fam. I got you. So it's funny. I read a whole thing about this because as a society, this is a great sociological experiment, just a case study right now. Because when you think about it, right, there's a few, and one of the things on your list that we'll talk about too. There's a few billionaires that have that limelight. We know their names, we know who they are, and everything like that. So to see a billionaire spend money, an absorbent amount of money, to go visit the Titanic in a place that's not that safe at all. It's safer to go to space.
There's a reason why it's at the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Right? More people have been to space than been to those kind of depths before. So it's funny as a society because when you become rich, the first thing you do is you disassociate yourself with communities because you're trying to get your privacy, you're trying to get in a nice house, to get a community, right? You're doing all those kinds of things if you're rich. Now, with that being said, empathy, they did a study, is not a human to human thing. Empathy is a community thing. So it's funny. Like, for example, us people at the dealership, we watched a video of somebody breaking into or going to a dealership and shooting the finance manager because he was mad about something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and other people from the dealerships, we all text each other about it, talk to each other about it. But if you worked in, like, I don't know, accounting somewhere for like a bank, it has you're like, oh, that's sad, but it doesn't even mean anything to you because it's not your community. It's a different kind of community over there. And same thing too is like if a stranger tells you something bad that happened to them, you feel bad, but it's different from like your best friend telling you the same thing.
True.
So it's a community thing. So because the billionaires, it's not that we're just less empathetic towards billionaires specifically. We're just less empathetic to people who aren't part of our community and people who would live an average life or, average salaries or just that middle class, lower class. You're just not even middle class and lower class are going to bond together and be like, hey, fuck you. You're not part of our community. Also, my point too is that these are the same billionaires that told millennials that if you just stop getting Starbucks, maybe you could afford a house. Well,
if you pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you'll be all right.
Maybe if you stop,
maybe pull yourself up from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, maybe if you stop looking for the Titanic, you'd still be alive. But here we are.
Oh, the wealth will trickle down. Well, guess what didn't trickle up? Oxygen.
Oh my God.
That one was good.
So it's crazy. Some of the stuff about this, I don't know if you know the science behind an implosion. I don't know. I think I told you, right, babe?
Well, I already know what causes the implosion. They definitely just went down way too fast, and they couldn't pressurize properly, so it just went.
Well, it was also like it literally was a tin can that was not safety approved. Like it was like a fucking bullshit little submarine. And I actually watched a couple videos on to learn more about what implosion was and how fast it happens is insane.
Yeah, so it's like milliseconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny.
Like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
they could be what? They could be what?
I was just going to say they didn't even register that they were about to die.
Nope.
Like just.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. That I was like, the implosion happened in 1 millisecond, and it takes 13 milliseconds, or it's 10 milliseconds for pain to register, or 13 milliseconds for eyesight to register. Something around. I might have the numbers mixed up. but they didn't know what happened. It was probably like, yeah, we're gonna go and see the Titanic, and the next thing you know, where are we? That like it happened just like that.
They got to watch a Kobe Bryant game for the first time.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah, damn it.
That was a good meme. That was a great meme, though. I saw that one.
I saw the video to that, and it was like when you go down to visit the Titanic in a little bitty tin can, and you show up at Kobe Bryant's last game, and the guy's just like, "What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
What the fuck just happened, bro?"
Yeah.
The internet has no chill. The fact that somebody modded it in GTA where you can get into a submersible and then bring it down.
And then did you see what happens when you get wasted in GTA in the submarine? The submarine, it blows up.
Yep,
yeah, it implodes, yeah.
Fucking crazy.
I'm so happy that people have so much time on their hands for this type of content.
The internet...
It did not wait time. There was no waiting.
There was no chill.
The internet is just forever undefeated. Nobody's safe.
No.
Like, I don't think I'll ever... Like, I don't... Like, when I'm old, and if we ever have children, and we have grandchildren, it whatever the case is, our great nieces, whatever the hell it is, I'm going to tell them the story of when Johnny Depp was in court and how Amber Heard took a poo on his pillow.
And that's how she got Amber Turd.
Yep.
And these are like, this is,
these are the important life lessons that we need to pass down through the generations.
Yes. And the explosion of Joe Dirt, or Joe Exotic.
I mean, the explosion of Joe Dirt back in, what was it, the 90s?
2020. Oh, no, Joe Dirt was 2000. Joe Dirt was 2002.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, anything like before 2004 is the 90s, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm a child.
Go ahead and get you a Capri Sun. Implode it. Go implode it. And then go sit in the pond because you want to be a silly goose. We're done.
What if I'm not silly enough?
The early 2000s are like the 90s for me. Oh. Well, that one's going to hurt like a son of a bitch.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I watched a video where this young girl went to a thrift store and bought a Cassatt player, is what she said.
A what? A
Cassatt player.
Did you put a dead body in there?
And yeah, she's like, oh yeah, super vintage, back from like late 1900s, and I'm like, I'm done.
That makes me want to throw up.
Anytime I hear a child reference the late 1900s, I might throat punch them.
I'm gonna put them in a children's ward.
Fair enough. See, this whole episode all about children. Weird.
I'm uncomfortable.
So Nick, you had a couple of things you wanted to talk about.
I mean, the one was about rich people, how they and their submarines, and that
rich people in their submarines.
Well, rich people, where they have enough money to go just do stupid shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I had the money, I would do stupid shit at the same time. But there's also what people fail to have these days is common sense. Like, the Titanic is down there for a reason. It's very hard to reach for a reason. Oh, hey, we have this experimental sub that is made out of very small aluminum. You can't stand up. You can only have about 5 bottles of water, and there's no food, and it's controlled by this little bitty fucking controller. Oh yeah, here's $250,000 fucking $250,000 to fucking go down. No, like no.
I honestly, truly believe that the driver of the submersible knew that they were going to die, and he was just going down there to die. Because there was like texts released of him trying to get other people to come on the trip, and he was like super pushy about like trying to get like follow up with people and stuff.
Mr. Beast backed out of it.
I think he might have been one of the ones that released his text messages from it.
That probably was, because he said that when he was skeptical about it, he was going to go on, and he's like, no, he's like, my gut tells me this is a bad idea, and so he backed out. And so honestly, if his text messages got released, that makes sense.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it, because there's been a few reports that came out about how the submersible didn't pass like the safety inspections and whatnot, and the owner was made very aware of the situation. So I truly think he was just trying to go unalive himself and take others with him. Yeah,
I mean, for the fact that they bolted it from the outside, and there's only one tool that they had that can unbolt it. So let's say even best case scenario, it even breached the surface. Had they run out of oxygen inside the submarine, there's only one, and there's no telling like where it would have even popped up. Pun intended, not intended that it popped.
It popped backwards.
It popped backwards. They would have had to sit there waiting, just bobbing in the ocean with no tool to get him out. And there's no tracking device on it.
Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense to me, by the way. Like, if you have anything that's going in the ocean, like the ocean is huge. Why wouldn't you put a tracker on it for just safety purposes? Like, I microchip my dogs. They don't go anywhere, but they're still microchipped in case they get stolen.
I don't know.
How would you do that with something that literally goes underwater and could kill you?
But to backtrack a little bit, since we were talking about rich people, and something else I wanted to talk about is and how I dislike Facebook. Apparently, there's talks now of, and I would actually pay money to go watch this. There's talks to make it happen that it'll be Mark Zuckerberg fighting Elon Musk in MMA, and I'm telling you right now, that is going to sell so much fucking money. And I don't know who I want to root for, because I hate Mark Zuckerberg. Because if nobody knows what's happened to me on Facebook, I've been banned from Facebook at least 6 times. I've made about 8 different profiles.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And this is why I don't remember my password, Zaga. And so now people have seen the videos of Mark Zuckerberg doing MMA or like Muay Thai. I don't know what the fuck Elon Musk is doing. So
whatever Elon Musk does.
Yeah. So I don't know who I'm rooting for, but I would love to watch both of them just beat the hell out of one another and possibly knock each other out at the same time, like a double knockout.
Well, the fact that it's going to be, obviously it'll be all for charity. They're not gonna do it to make a profit
for free. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I think the Zuck is going to mess up Elon. Did you see the news that came out today though? Now this is June 25th. The news came out. Dana White had a shirt on. He did like a video or an interview, whatever, and he had a shirt on that said Zuckerberg versus Musk, and it was an official UFC shirt. Yep. So he is going to be the one that will host it.
Yeah.
He said he got on a phone call with the two of them, and they're dead serious about it.
That I did see. Now, I didn't see the shirt, but I know that he said that he's talked to both of them, and they're like 110% on board to make it happen. And Dana White said it's easy to make it happen because it'd be a great crossover, because it'd be a sanctioned match, but it wouldn't be like in a weight class. It wouldn't be like an exhibition or anything like that. They would do it for charity, yes, but the fact that they would sell, they're looking at the views of it. And so you're here soon, you're probably going to see Team Twitter versus Team Facebook.
So here you go. It's the Zuckerberg versus Musk. It's an official UFC shirt from the owner of the UFC, right? So it's got to be real.
As much as, like I said, as much as I hate Facebook, I'm still gonna. I'm gonna watch it. I need to watch 100%. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the most pirated pay-per-view of all time. So many illegal streams. We're gonna scroll through TikTok, and it's just gonna be all that.
Oh yeah,
it's already bad with
watching it.
Exactly, it's already bad for like UFC and boxing and even just sports, like the NBA playoffs. It's like fucking cables, TNT. But I'd scroll on TikTok, and there it was. What was it? The Nuggets versus the fucking Heat, right on TikTok.
The
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, not Dino Nuggies, just Nuggets.
Oh.
No. I know you're a child, but there's no Dino Nuggies in
there is Toronto Raptors.
Why aren't they the Dino Nuggies?
Well, they got eliminated, so they probably are Dino Nuggies now.
Yeah.
Oh, they extinct.
Ever since they lost Kawhi, that's what happened.
Oh God, dude. I don't want to talk about basketball. My Warriors are just making terrible moves with their lives.
Yeah, well, I don't like your Warriors anyway, so.
Oh yeah, because you're in the OKC and your team.
I'm not happy with my team either. I can proudly admit that though.
You had one of the biggest traitors in your life leave your team.
Fuck Kevin Durant. Fuck him. Fuck his ankles. Fuck everything. I don't care what he says.
Why do you look confused about the ankles?
Well,
Who, me or her?
I was.
She looked. She doesn't.
You
she
were
doesn't-
like, "Fuck his ankles!" Like his ankles
Okay, so-
are out
so-
here trying to get you.
No, his.
Like you're just running away from these two pro.
he got tiny ass ankles though.
He does. He's
weak ass ankles.
he's so tall and like his ankles are so fragile, which I don't fucking care. And so like every single injury he's pretty much had is because of his ankles or his are around that same area. So
Why doesn't he? I'm sure he has money. I don't understand why he doesn't just get robotic ankles.
I don't know. But he made the fucking comment. He was like, when I retire, OKC is gonna have to put my jersey in the rafters. No, we're not. Your jersey will never touch the rafters.
It'll probably be in the Raptors because he's the only star you've ever really had.
Bullshit.
James Harden was a 6-man on your team, and he only became a star because Kevin Durant left. And Russell Westbrook has always been overrated.
You can't talk about Russell that way. No, get the fuck out of here.
He can't sit here and tell me that there's been any team he's been on where he makes that team automatically a winning team. He is a loser, and so are your Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, look at the fucking stats of Russell Westbrook, bro.
Yeah, there was a season where he averaged a triple-double. It's impressive, but he ain't got no ring because he don't know how to be a team player. He's a ball hog. Of course, you're gonna break fucking records.
I'm not saying that he's a ball hog, but I mean, he still put up numbers.
Carmelo Anthony is a better player than Russell Westbrook.
Get the fuck out of here.
Done deal.
No.
Done.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
No. Not even. No. I don't know what universe you think you live in, but it ain't this one.
Russell Westbrook wishes he was Stephen Curry.
I don't like Steph Curry. Period.
First of all, I've heard he's a very nice gentleman.
I'm not saying he's not a nice person, but look, to get off of basketball real quick, my final comment on this, I would still choose Steph Curry or anybody else in the fucking NBA over LeBron.
Yeah, nobody likes LeBron.
No,
he's a great person, great human being, does wonderful things.
Agreed.
I hate him as a basketball player.
Shitty basketball player. I mean, he does put up numbers. He's a great athlete, but personality wise on the court, bitch. Crybaby, flopper.
Can't confirm.
Anyways.
Yeah, we'll get off the sports. Ellie's a little she's like
sports ball, yay!
I hope they make a touchdown.
She
what? I'm not that dumb when it comes to sports. I like hockey.
She had enough of sports today though, because I had a doubleheader softball game today. So, which she took a nap in the car.
Okay, I have a medical condition.
Yeah,
I can't stay out in the heat.
Yeah, you took a nap though. You didn't even sit in the car and watch the game. You took a nap.
I did. I was tired. I also had like 4 Benadryls.
True.
Jesus.
I was breaking out in hives. It was a good time.
Are you allergic to the sun?
I'm allergic to life.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, no, so technically, yeah. Technically not technically. So I have this really fun fainting condition called I think it's cardiogenic syncope. And basically what happens is my circulation doesn't work that great. So sometimes my brain just does a little reboot and it likes to shut off and I faint for a second. And usually what triggers it is heat stroke and dehydration. And I get heat stroke very easily.
Well, shit.
Yep. It's a good time. Highly recommend.
I mean, I like fainting goats, but that just sounds horrible.
Yeah, Tony had to like catch me a couple times. I fainted like 7 times in a 3-week time period last year.
The first time it happened was we were literally at a Renaissance fair. And it's funny because we were walking in line at the Renaissance. We were walking around looking for food, trying to find a line that we wanted to go get food at. And there was a real short line. And I was like, oh, let's go right here. And she's like, no, chicken fingers are over there. And I'm like, I want chicken fingers. And I'm like, okay, we'll get chicken fingers.
Also, we were in the wrong line for chicken fingers.
Yep. She led me. So not only did she lead me to the longest line,
the wrong line.
It was one of the longest lines there. It wrapped like down the fucking courtyard. And then we finally we're like 3 people in front of us to get the food. We realized too, by the way, like we're about to get to the window and we're like, oh, there's no chicken fingers. So we're like, fuck it. Well, we're already in line. We're here. Let's get something to eat. But there's 3 people left. And the next thing I know, She's like, I'm not feeling too good. Can I rest my head on your shoulder? I'm like, of course, go ahead. And she's resting her head, and I'm just looking around because, you know, it's the Renaissance fair. You want to see all the people in their fucking costumes and shit, right?
Right.
Next thing I know, I don't feel her head on my shoulder, and I'm looking like this, and I just see her starting to go down, go, whoop. I go to try to reach to catch her. I literally watched the guy behind me move his foot out of the way.
Didn't even offer to catch.
Nope.
He didn't. Nope. He just didn't want me to land on his foot.
God forbid.
Now, luckily, I caught her head, and then like,
No, you caught me by my arm. So I have a torn rotator cuff on one of my shoulders, and he caught me by my bad arm and jerked me because, like, obviously all of my body weight, and he was just trying to grab what he could grab to make sure I didn't hit my head. So he grabbed for my bad arm and then just jerked my whole body. So not only was I recovering from whiplash, my shoulder hurt.
Yep. And then I'm like carrying her out of line. Now I'm cranky because we've been sitting in the sun just waiting in line for food. I still didn't get. And I'm dragging her to the table to like where my family is. And she's like, what are we doing? What's going on? I'm like, you just fainted.
So confused.
I was like, you just fainted. She's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, you definitely did.
I promise you.
There's witnesses. And I'm bringing her to the table, and my dad works in medicine, and he's just like, oh, you know, like what's going on? I'm like, she just fucking fainted. So he sit her down. They get her some soda, they give her some French fries and shit like that. And I'm like, Dad, you get her. I need fucking food now. Which then I obviously went and got her food.
So
he brought me a chicken sandwich.
So you said you were in the longest line, which was the wrong one. What? Why was the line so long? That was the longest. What was that for?
So there was
completely off topic.
There was flatbreads,
and that was what the long.
That's what the line was for.
Yeah, flatbread sandwiches and shit.
Were they like handmade?
Yeah,
yes.
It's a Renaissance fair. Everything's handmade.
You mean to tell me that they had fryers back in the Renaissance fair for chicken tendies?
Okay, no, they did have fryers though. They just weren't.
Yeah, they weren't for making food.
They had a nice little bald spot. It was
Fryer
very tasty.
All I know is every time I say that, I think of like the scene from Cable Guy. You want to refill on your Pepsi, or can I get utensils? She said this is back in the Middle Ages. They didn't have utensils to eat because you have to eat with your hands at medieval times. I don't know if you've ever been to medieval times.
Oh, no, I haven't been, but Tony's told me all about it.
It's so fucking fun.
It's so much fun.
So much fun. And then
I want to go.
So the scene is like, she says there's no utensils back in the medieval times, and she's like, do you want to refill on the Pepsi? He's like, so there's no utensils, but you had Pepsi?
I mean, that's a valid point.
It's true.
But no, Zaga, you got to take her to medieval times. That place the food is really good, the atmosphere, and just the show. It always changes, so you don't get the same show every single night.
I am totally here for that. I feel like that would be a really fun time.
Yeah, remember we looked into the pricing on it. It wasn't like that pricey. We're just trying to get to it.
I think what happened was COVID.
Yes.
And everything shut down. And we honestly have just become homebodies since then. So
no, when I have vacation time, we plan shit. It just takes me. I use all my vacation time quickly.
I'm the opposite.
You're just one of those people that sits on like 6 weeks of PTO.
Literally, like right now, I at least have like a week and a half right now at the moment.
See, I only get this is the first. I just got it. I hit my 3-year anniversary at my dealership, and I now get 2 weeks of vacation, and that's the max now. Let's say only at 2 weeks, and it re-ups every year.
So
and it doesn't carry over. It's burner. That's
use or lose.
Use or lose. Yeah.
That's so stupid. So mine, I get I get almost 6 hours every pay period. So there's 2 weeks in a pay period, so I get pretty much 12 hours a month, and I don't use hardly any of it. This is this year's I've used the most of it, but I'm coming up on my 3-year mark. I don't get any like special benefits until like my 5-year mark though. Like they give you like a bonus and shit like that, but
you get like fucking 18 days of vacation. That's bullshit.
Plus major holidays. Like 4th of July, I'm off on the 3rd and the 4th.
I hate my job sometimes.
I'm off until further notice.
You have a job. You're a co-host of NFAPod.
It doesn't pay well.
Oh.
It's like an internship.
I already did one of those, and they offered me a job at the end of it.
She's going to start a union for NFAPod.
I really am. The socialist in me is going to start a union, and I will make sure Nick and I get adequately compensated for.
I'm opting out of that.
Why?
Nope.
You don't want to be compensated? Fine, I'll take your share too.
I am not a union man, and I know how this ends.
I'll make sure you get health insurance.
I already have health insurance.
Okay, never mind.
So did you see?
I'll make us cool t-shirts.
Nick, did you see that new Nicolas Cage movie, by the way?
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It was a
Renfield.
I have not watched it.
Dude, you need to watch it.
I saw the trailer and I was like, there's no fucking way they made this.
They unleashed the full Cage in that movie.
Did. So you have to watch that one, and then right after you watch Renfield. That's what it's called, right?
Renfield, yeah.
Yeah. So then after you watch that, you got to watch the movie with Nick Cage and Daddy Pascal.
I want to watch the one with Papa Pascal anyway.
Yeah, so that one's really good, but I would say Renfield first and then that one.
You'll appreciate it.
They have nothing to do with each other, but you'll appreciate it a little bit more.
Okay. The reason I want to watch the one with Pedro Pascal is just for the meme where it's like, you see Nick Cage, he's just like so fucking annoying. You see Pedro Pascal just like.
Yeah, so they don't use the song that's in the meme.
No, of course not. I mean, that was a cap cut. So
I thought it was the actual song from the movie.
It would have made it better.
Oh, 100%. They should go back and re-release it with that song in there.
Make it a Snyder cut.
No, so yeah, Renfield is fucking hysterical. Watching that man as a vampire is one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever see. Because he's so extra about everything. And plus, I'm just saying,
he's so dramatic.
Nicholas Hoult killed it. Great fucking role for him.
Is that his assistant?
Yeah, that's his assistant.
I think everybody who was in that movie was honestly cast perfectly. It was a
it was hysterical. Cast. Yeah, it was hysterical.
So good.
But yeah, no, you see, what was I gonna say? There's a lot of action. There's a lot of like blood. There's even poo.
There is poo. It's very gross.
Usually, when I see poo in a movie, I see Jackass.
Well, no, like he punched somebody so hard they shit themselves.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
Can't
cool.
be mad about that. Can't be mad about that.
No, it's what we ask for as men. Like this. That's why we played Mortal Kombat. What was I gonna say? So yes, you need to add that to your list. It's a great movie. There is a show that I need to talk about because I've been watching it, and it's one of those shows where like I was watching on my own, and Ellie was sitting there. You know, I put it on while Ellie and I were hanging out one time. I was like, I gotta finish this episode. I didn't get a chance to at work, whatever. And she was like, or on my lunch break, whatever, because I don't watch movies at my job. I don't do that. But yeah, no. So I put it on, and even she got hooked on it right away. It's called,
really good.
It's called The Offer. It's on Paramount Plus, and what it's about the making of The Godfather.
The Godfather. They're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Ooh, everyone is about to hate me.
You've never seen The Godfather, have you?
Bingo.
You're fucking fired. Pack your shit.
Like, that is literally in the debate for one of the greatest movies ever made.
It's a fucking classic.
Okay, so
even the kid who grew up in a cult has seen that movie.
Okay, so hear me out. It has been on. I have nothing against it. I just have never sat myself down to watch it. So,
that's fair.
It's
like
on
Inglourious Bastards.
That's such a good movie.
I know.
So Godfather is on my list to watch for a movie, just like The Sopranos is a show for me to watch that I need to watch.
You should watch them in succession. It'll give you a better understanding of Sopranos.
Okay,
but I mean, he's gonna have to watch Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
The word you just used is a big word for Elmo, so I don't understand what that means.
You gotta watch The Godfather first, and then you watch The Sopranos.
A succession, like right after.
Yeah.
Succession.
It's like, consecutive. Like when you're serving consecutive sentences, life sentences, that means one right after the motherfucking other.
Okay. That makes more sense then.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We don't have great grammar or like knowledge here in Oklahoma, so like
this is why you got a southern accent.
You guys got like cornfields.
This is why you can go fuck yourself.
Seems a little aggressive.
But yes, you need to watch. I mean, Sopranos. I mean, I've watched a little bit of Sopranos. I'm not a big fan of it. It's just not my style. Plus, because it's Jersey, and I hate Jersey. Jersey's gross.
You don't like the
But
fist bump?
no,
You
I
don't like-
did my fair share of fist pumping back in the day.
You don't like the GTO?
Never have to worry about the tan part. I'm pretty brown.
And you never tell me that the cabs is here?
I used to say the cabs are here, but who takes a cab anymore? The Uber's
You
here.
also
The
use
Uber's here.
green t-shirt time.
I am a
it's
t-shirt time guy because I don't wear my going out t-shirt until it's time to go out.
T-shirt time.
Okay, I have an idea. You can promote t-shirt. You can make a TikTok. Would be like with new merch. It's t-shirt time.
That's actually a really good.
Pretty
idea.
sure he has that trademark.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, well then go fucking holler at him to get him on the
You know
show,
what?
and then he can do the TikTok with you.
Yeah, he could do
Ironically-
it for us. He could make us a little soundbite.
Ironically, I did reach out to Vinny, and Vinny's one of those people that did not respond. He didn't read, but he didn't respond.
Does he know how to read?
He is a stripper.
Ooh. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. There's very smart strippers. A lot of them are trying to pay their way through nursing school.
I've dated a few of them. They're very smart.
So
I
have
did it.
I. He wasn't.
I dated a few too, and they were not that smart.
I
Hence
have
why I
plenty
got.
smart friends who are strippers.
I'm just saying, he's a
They're
male
kinda
stripper. Male strippers not that smart most of the time. Sit there and argue that one.
I
You can
Channing.
tell me if
I
you
can't.
want.
Channing Tatum proves it.
He's so pretty
He
though.
was never actually like a real stripper though. He was a movie
Not a real stripper.
No,
but
he
portrays-
No, he was a real stripper
No, he
in real
wasn't.
life. Yeah, he was.
And he's not smart. Have
No,
y'all
he's
not
not.
seen? Proving my point. Male strippers are not smart. Vinny, you're
Male-
not smart.
Male
this-
strippers might not be smart, but
If this was the pudding, the proof would be in it.
well, luckily for you, that's a can.
That imploded.
Now it's a submarine.
Nick's seen the Titanic.
He didn't even have to go to the ocean for it.
You know what the word? You know what the craziest? You know what the shittiest part is? But like we're at my father's house last night, and we're flipping through like Amazon Prime to see if there's any movies to rent or whatever. Literally, it goes top movies. Number 3 movie in the world right now, Titanic. The internet doesn't fucking lose.
No.
Well, no, and see, here's the other best part is that they've taken stuff from the Titanic at the very bottom when they had a safety approved, well put together submarine, and you can go to certain towns. They do a traveling exhibit of the
We
Titanic.
went to one.
And
So
we're
there you
going
go.
to another one.
You don't have to pay $250,000 to go do this, and you're
Nope.
above water, and you have
There's
enough
no
oxygen,
chance of drowning.
and you can not do it with a controller.
The controller part really just gets me. Like that just cracks. Like I have a $75 video game controller. Y'all couldn't have like upgraded to like a fucking PS5 controller where it's better. There's haptic feedback or something.
They could have had. I mean, they had like an Atari controller down there that fucking just fucked them.
But yeah, so like we actually went. Like this is an actual picture of like the recreated hallway of the ship.
There you
We
go.
experienced that. Like I didn't have like here's pictures of what like these are all pictures from the Titanic. There's me in my Wu-Tang hat, right? Oh, that's actually really funny. Randomly, oh, by the way, in New York, I don't know why, but there's random spots and it just says screaming spot.
Did you scream?
Yes.
Ellie did, yeah.
I
Fair.
went right in the middle of it and I screamed my little head off.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, we're actually going to Tennessee in October. So we're not gonna record that week. But
If you hear banjos, run.
No. This is
that's
this is like by Dollywood.
My statement still stands.
No. We're see, I'm brown. Dave is my buddy. He's African American. We're good. We cover all realms. I'm brown. I look Hispanic, and I'm Asian. So like it works. I cover a couple grounds. We're gonna be safe.
You can get some good moonshine there too, by the way.
But
I don't know. There you go.
See, I don't drink, but
I love
I know you don't drink, but I've gathered that she does on occasion. So you can get legitimate moonshine there. So go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna pick some up. I like the apple pie moonshine. That's my favorite. Peach moonshine's okay too.
Get the
So-
summer berry.
Ooh, noted.
in Tennessee though, they have the Titanic exhibit. And that's where like all the official things that you were talking about are all stored, and they literally recreated pretty much the entire Titanic. You got the
Yeah.
hallways, and they have like remember how in the movie when Jack and Rose go to like the elevator and the water's all flowing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So there, they actually have it with like plexiglass where it shows the water like pouring down, like what it kind of looked like. And they have situations.
It's trippy.
Yeah. And then they have a tank too where you can put your hand in and feel how cold the water was.
I did not like it.
Yeah. They had they had a thing in the New York exhibit that they had where it was like a block of ice, right? You
Yeah.
can feel what the iceberg felt like or something like that.
Yep, and it had like handprints in it. So like you found the handprint that like matched your hand the best.
That's not creepy.
No, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was cold.
So at the exhibit, do they have like the door that shows that Jack and Rose could have fit on the same door?
They both could have fit on the stupid door.
So there is a door. There was a door that was at the exhibit, and me and her looked at that thing like we would have fit on that bitch. We'd have made that shit work
easily.
We would have made that shit work.
Like Kate Winslet's not a big girl. Leonardo DiCaprio's not a big guy. They could fit on her.
And even if we're not talking about actors aside, if you look at the who Jack and Rose really were, they probably weren't that big anyway. And if she truly loved him, then she would have got him on that fucking door.
Doesn't matter. In the end, Rose was just selfish.
She was a hoe.
She really was. She was just as bad as that bitch from Forrest Gump who gave Forrest Gump AIDS and then dumped him with a child.
Fucking Jenny.
Fucking Jenny. Her and Rose are the same character.
Speaking of which, have you ever eaten that Bubba Gumps before?
I have.
Delightful.
It's a pleasant experience.
I was young and I didn't appreciate it, but it was because I was young. So I think I was already annoyed because I was there with my family.
That'll do it.
So I was like, fuck it, just give me the fucking food. Let's fucking go. I'm not here for this. So like now I'm older, I would have probably appreciated it a lot more. But like I got to say, oh yeah, I ate a Bubba Gumps or one of the Bubba Gumps.
Yeah. I mean, so we went and it was a great time. And then I sliced my hand on the bathroom door.
And they all made a really big fuss about it.
Did you get AIDS?
No.
Was that the Ginny special?
That's great. That's fucking hysterical. No, but no, like they were actually really good. I'll give it to them. If you go to Bubba Gumps on Broadway, the manager there, I have her card somewhere in my room. But she was a complete sweetheart. She was trying to take care. She was trying to like give us free drinks. I'm like, we have a Broadway play to go catch, so we can't just get fucked up right now.
Thank you.
But
was that Hamilton?
Like, no, we saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
It was wicked good.
It was wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Say wicked.
No, you don't. No. I say it mostly when I'm drunk.
Sure. My New York accent comes out like strong when I'm drunk, though. So
your New York accent comes out strongest when you're angry.
Oh, when my road rage is going? Oh, yeah.
I remember the phone call the other day.
He was so grumpy, dude.
Oh, no, that was perfect. I felt like I was in New York for a little bit.
I was in the car with him, and I was nervous.
Wait, I don't think you were with me that day, were you?
No. I was coming back from Fan Expo, and Zaga called me.
You weren't
okay. Yeah, I was at home.
Yeah, I think I screamed at somebody, I'll kill your whole fucking family.
Yeah, he went fucking full New Yorker.
Really?
Yeah, it happens. I've shaken the accent for the most part. You don't really hear it at all. Usually when I talk, just having conversation.
Yeah.
Unless I'm with New York, like other New Yorkers, and they have an accent, then it comes out. It's a problem, and it's a problem too because like I mimic my grandmother so often that when I come across other Filipinos who sound like my grandmother, it's so hard not to do the accent back to them. And I'm pretty sure it's like I would get deemed racist if I did that.
I think that is actually very racist. You can't
like,
just mimic people like that. That's a little.
But like, if a lady comes up and like, oh, look, you ever been to the Philippines? You come to the store? I'm like, oh no, I've never been to the Philippines. I feel like it would be a normal conversation. I would really blow their mind with it though.
Yeah, but if I do it, I'm an asshole.
Because you're not Filipino. So yeah, no, I feel like when I like if I go into the store though and I talk to somebody like with that accent, I feel like it's kind of okay. It kind of works because I mean like I am like my family does sound like that.
Honestly, I didn't think about it until now. It actually makes sense because like when I go back home or like when I was living back home, which is a small podunk town in Oklahoma, when I would go to the bar with my buddies and all that, there's more country people out there. So like
You get really yeehaw, don't you?
Okay, let's see. Honestly, let's see if I can actually bring, because so you already say like I have an accent for Oklahoma, which I still don't agree with.
Can we get a vote here? I vote yes. He has an accent, babe.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely have an accent, whether it's Oklahoma or like an Oklahoma accent or just Midwestern. I'm not sure, but you have.
I'm gonna go with Midwestern. But when I go to the bar, and especially after I've drank a little bit, let's see if I can channel it real quick. I'm gonna fucking hate myself for this, but yeah, I don't know what that fucking meant, but yeah, we can go fucking get Whataburger right after this, and probably pick up another 30-pack, go back to the house. I fucking hate myself so badly right now for even channeling that.
Ow.
You sounded like you needed to put some marbles in your mouth. Then you would have had the accent.
I'm not proud.
We are 100% getting Copper back on this show just to show him.
Yeah.
I want to see if it inadvertently comes out when Copper's talking to him, because Copper has a deep accent.
I know. I've seen his TikToks.
Yeah, and I know you're gonna come out like, yeah, I feel that way.
Don't ever do that again.
Listen, my best friend has such a strong Georgia accent. We make fun of him all the time for it.
We really
that hurt me.
Because you understand how many times, like anytime something, God damn it,
God damn,
God damn it. Sorry, Justin. I love. Justin hasn't even listened to our episode, so you're even gonna hear this not for a while. And by then, I'm sorry, not really. I'll say it to you in person. I think that we're gonna wrap up on that. I think we're good on that. I think we're good. Guys, next week, we do have Carlos from 60 Days In. Huge news coming with that. Probably, I guess I'll just say it now. We are going to be a sponsor for Carlos for 60 Days In. Go take a look at that episode when it comes out. You will hear more stuff about what it all entails and all that stuff. We're going to be on his boxing trunks. We'll find out about a little more about that.
You're going to love it.
We are actually going down to Tampa, Florida on July 29th. We are going to be live from a fight. We'll talk again. You'll hear more about that in the next episode. But a lot of shit is going to be going down. It's going to be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Oklahoma won't be there, but it'll be me and Ellie. We'll probably phone him in at some point.
We have to. I'll
definitely do my best.
We'll schedule something in because he has to be part of it in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, we'll phone him in or something. Like I said, we're going to be live, so we can probably do a joint live TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, something.
We'll make something work. Everyone just stand by. Yeah, just pretty much be on the lookout for all the updates.
Yeah, keep a lookout. We'll make posts on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all that shit. But for now, thank y'all for listening. As always, I'm Zaga. I'm out. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is Oklahoma. Peace out.
See, that was a lot nicer than telling them to go fuck themselves.